गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम टू गनर शॉट। गनर शॉट में आप सबका स्वागत है। प्रणाम एंड वणकम एंड सत श्री अकाल। आज हम पहले 10-15 मिनट में इंडिया यूएस स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप और उसके क्या रिएक्शंस हैं पाकिस्तान और चाइना से, उसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे। और उसके बाद आपका जितने भी सवाल जवाब हैं हम आंसर करेंगे। तो अमूमन जब इतना बड़ा डील होता है, ये पाकिस्तान और चाइना के अंदर तो रिएक्शंस तो आना ही आना है, पर अलग अलग रिएक्शंस आए हैं क्योंकि अलग अलग इनके दोनों का हालात है। आफ्टर ऑल दे आर गोइंग थ्रू डिफरेंट प्रॉब्लम्स, सो द रिएक्शंस आर आल्सो डिफरेंट। सो द फर्स्ट we'll see Pakistan. What is happening in Pakistan? पाकिस्तान ख्वाब देख रहा है अभी भी कि आईएमएफ उसको पैसा दे दे। स्टाफ लेवल डील तो हो गया 3 बिलियन का, और इनका उम्मीद है कि बाय एंड ऑफ जुलाई दे विल स्टार्ट गेटिंग मनी and then their economy will recover. But that's a different story. I don't think it will recover, right? Because the fundamentals are wrong. The staff level deal only gives them ability to gain more loans, पर इसका रिकवरी कैसे होगा? क्योंकि अनलेस उत्पादन अंदर से ठीक नहीं है तो रिकवरी भी नहीं होगा, राइट? बट दिस इज द निचोड़. US rolls out red carpet for Modi amidst protests. They have given flurry of deals. A lot of issues have been, dealt by between India and USA, and they've also said all this is going to affect Pakistan, right? The other things are there. We'll just go over it a little close, this thing, so that we can see. New deals were announced. Micron Technologies is going to put up a semiconductor firm here. Then they've spoken about the Predator or the MQ-9 Reaper deal. They've spoken also about the GE engines. They've also spoken about the space partnership which is going to evolve. Right. So a lot of things which they have said, but actual reactions kya hai? What is the gut reaction? And the gut reaction came from the joint statement. Now, the joint statement, as per them, is misleading. It is unwarranted, and Pakistan says India-US statement is contrary to diplomatic norms. What is this problem? Because the joint statement calls on Pakistan to crack down on terrorism, which targets Delhi. Absolutely in no uncertain terms. Okay. It also calls for action against all extremist groups like LET and Jaish-e-Mohammed and all that. It's a direct finger being pointed at Pakistan, and Pakistan is worried about it. This is the first time कि ऐसे कोई स्टेटमेंट निकला जिसमें पाकिस्तान को बताया जा रहा है कि भाई आप अपना क्लियरली आपका टेररिस्ट ग्रुप्स को कंट्रोल करें। और यही नहीं है कि ये जॉइंट स्टेटमेंट में ये भी है कि प्रेसिडेंट बाइडेन एंड प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी दोनों ने दे कॉल्ड अपॉन FATF to undertake further work identifying how to improve global implementation of its standards to combat money laundering and the financing of terrorism. ये जो लफ्ज आया है और ये जो सेंटेंस आया है ये जॉइंट स्टेटमेंट के अंदर, दिस हैज वरीड पाकिस्तान, क्योंकि FATF अभी निगरानी रखेगा पाकिस्तान के ऊपर। अगर पाकिस्तान इधर उधर चले जाएगा तो दोबारा FATF के सैंक्शंस में आ सकते हैं और या ग्रे लिस्ट में वापस जा सकते हैं। सो दीज टू स्टेटमेंट्स हैव अलार्म्ड पाकिस्तान। इसके साथ साथ कुछ एडिटोरियल्स आए हैं पाकिस्तान के अंदर जो इट इज ऑलमोस्ट एन इंट्रोस्पेक्शन की हो रहा है कि भाई आप खुद अंदर जान के देखो कि हमारा हालत क्या है और हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं, राइट? ये मैं थोड़े संक्षिप्त रूप में बताऊंगा। फ्राइडे टाइम्स में जो नजम सेठी का न्यूज़पेपर है, उसमें एक अच्छा एडिटोरियल है, और इस एडिटोरियल के एंड में उन्होंने ये सवाल पूछा दैट पाकिस्तान फेसेस अ थ्री फोल्ड टास्क। It needs to reimagine the ideological self-image, right, and its vision of the world. कि क्या Pakistan is the center of Islamic leadership? Does it want to export Islamism, or it wants to explore, export terrorism? क्या है पाकिस्तान का रोल, और वो अपने आप को कैसे देखता है? क्योंकि उसका पाकिस्तान का स्ट्रेटेजिक रेलेवेंस आजकल थोड़ा खत्म हो रहा है, और पाकिस्तान हैज टू रीडिफाइन इट्स रिलेशनशिप विद इट्स नेबर्स एंड द रेस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. इन्होंने ये नहीं बोला कि इंडिया नेबर्स, पर बड़ा क्लियर इम्प्लीकेशन है कि इट हैज टू रीडिफाइन इट्स रिलेशनशिप विद इंडिया. जब तक उनको अभी एटलीस्ट जो देयर इंटेलिजेंसिया बड़ा क्लियर है उनको कि अनलेस पाकिस्तान रिपेयर्स इट्स फेंसेस विद इंडिया इट कैन नॉट गो अहेड. क्योंकि वो बड़ा क्लियर है कि यूएसए माइट नॉट सपोर्ट देम अगेंस्ट इंडिया एनीमोर. ओके, last point, it must rethink its political system that has brought nothing but instability that is linked to the economic problems as well. जब तक उनका इंटरनल राजनीति सही नहीं होगा, उनका अर्थव्यवस्था भी ठीक नहीं होगा. So all this is there. I see some of them, a lot of you are saying we have a question and all. Just type in your questions. Keep it short and keep it crisp. Without too many preambles, I'll answer them after we finish this. Okay, what is a challenging question for Pakistan? Will Pakistan have to choose between US and China in the new intensifying rivalry? ये इनका प्रॉब्लम है. किस तरह पाकिस्तान झुकेगा, और जिस तरह पाकिस्तान झुकेगा, चाहे यूएस की तरफ या चाइना की तरफ, इंडिया वहां खड़ा है, right? Or Pakistan can no longer try to maintain a middle ground between China and USA without consequences. आज तक पाकिस्तान ने क्या किया, कभी चाइना की तरफ झुक गया, कभी पाकिस्तान यूएसए की तरफ झुक गया, और बीच में ये खेलते रहे, दोनों से फायदा उठाते रहे. पर आजकल इनका सोच ये है कि क्या, किस तरह हम झुकेंगे, किसको चुनेंगे हमारा दोस्त बन के. अगर हम मिडिल ग्राउंड में रहेंगे तो हमें कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस होगा. वैसे भी ये पाकिस्तान जो है एक बैटल ग्राउंड बनने वाला है. तो पाकिस्तान का प्रॉब्लम्स ये इंडो यूएस डील से और बढ़ गए उनके हिसाब से, और मेरे हिसाब से भी उनके बढ़ गए, राइट? तो हम पाकिस्तान को यहाँ छोड़ देंगे, क्योंकि मोटे मोटे रिएक्शन यही है, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान हैज स्टार्टेड लुकिंग इनवर्ड क्वाइट अ बिट. एंड मैं हर बार यही बोलता रहता हूँ कि इनवर्ड लुकिंग पाकिस्तान इज द बेस्ट पाकिस्तान फॉर इंडिया. ओके, राइट. ये मेरा पावर मैट्रिक्स है, और इसके बारे में काफी 5-6 हमने किस्से कर लिए हैं, पर मैं अभी सिर्फ एक चीज के ऊपर ध्यान रखूंगा, इससे पहले कि आई स्टार्ट एनालाइजिंग द रिएक्शंस इन चाइना. रशिया में जो ये वैगनर म्यूटनी हुआ है, जो भी बोलो, म्यूटनी रेबेलियन जो भी है, उससे क्या है, और उसका रिपरकशंस आजकल निकल के आ रहे हैं. अगर आपको याद है तो मैंने उस वक्त एक इमीडिएट एनालिसिस किया था, और वो इमीडिएट एनालिसिस सही निकल आया है. तो उसका परिणाम अभी निकल के आ रहा है, और रशिया इज गोइंग टू एमर्ज वीकर. अगर रशिया एमर्जेस वीकर, राइट, चाइना का जो मेन स्टे है, उनका जो नो लिमिट्स फ्रेंडशिप के ऊपर छाया पड़ा है. और इसके बारे में हम और जनरल राज शुक्ला वी आर गोइंग टू स्पीक. 7 तारीख को हम इसके बारे में विश्लेषण करेंगे, रशिया के बारे में और चाइना के ऊपर क्या असर है, राइट? आप 7 तारीख को तक इंतजार कीजिए. पर इससे क्या है कि इंडिया और यूएसए का डील जो है ना, चाइना के ऊपर भारी पड़ रहा है. तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि जैसे ये डील हो रहा था, साथ साथ ये रशिया में भी ये कहानी चल रहा था, तो उसका इट हैज इट्स मैनिफेस्टेशंस. क्योंकि रशिया चाइना एक्सिस अभी थोड़ा ढीला हो रहा है. ओके, ये मान के चलिए, ये ग्लोबल टाइम्स का आर्टिकल है. ये बोलता है कि एज इंडिया एम्ब्रेसेस यूएस, इट शुड बी कॉन्शियस of America's habit of backstabbing friends. ये अभी से चुगली कर रहे हैं कि ध्यान रखना, ये हमारे तुम्हारे पीठ में चोरी घूमेंगे। खैर हमें तो पता है यूएसए के बारे में, राइट? तो इसमें कोई ये नहीं है, और चाइना का आदत है ये करना, सो इट इज ओके, राइट? देन ये जो मैंने लिखा है इस स्लाइड्स में, दिस इज द रिएक्शन ऑफ क्वाइट अ फ्यू ऑफ आर्टिकल्स पुट टुगेदर, right? No, what does it say? There is no doubt that in both India and the US perceive China as a significant potential adversary in Asia and considered it the target of their strategic cooperation aimed at containment. So चाइना बड़ा क्लियर है कि ये इंडिया और यूएसए का जो पार्टनरशिप उभर के आ रहा है, इट इज अगेंस्ट चाइना, और चाइना को कंटेन करने के लिए है, राइट? और उनका प्रॉब्लम यह है कि कोऑपरेशन जो मेनली डिफेंस में है और मिलिट्री सेक्टर्स में, वो क्या है, इट पोजेस अ थ्रेट टू चाइना डायरेक्टली अक्रॉस द हिमालयस, एंड इट आल्सो enables इंडिया टू रीच आउट इनटू द साउथ चाइना सी, राइट? और इंडियन ओशन में इट स्ट्रेंथन्स इंडिया, सो दे आर वरीड, राइट? पर ये भी बोलते हैं कि इंडिया का इंडस्ट्रियल बेस नहीं है, तो इंडिया में हाईटेक इंडस्ट्री वगैरह वगैरह बिना सॉलिड फाउंडेशन के बन नहीं सकता, इसीलिए चाइना इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू यूएसए, एंड एक हद तक ये कर सकते हैं, एक बाकी और आगे नहीं जा सकते। पर ये तो उनका बोलना, इट वाज ऑलमोस्ट ऑन द कार्ड्स, राइट? देन they also said the US and India have affirmed each other as among the closest partners in the world, and Biden said that the US India partnership was one of the most defining in the 21st century. पर ये भूल गए कि ये जो most defining of the 21st century was the first statement came out when Obama said this when he met Prime Minister Manmohan Singh long back. Okay, but इनका क्वेश्चन ये है कि will the US and India be able to work together for long? क्योंकि that is a question of doubt, क्या ये काम कर सकते हैं? कुछ हद तक इनका क्वेश्चन सही है, क्योंकि पिछले 20 साल से ही हम एक दूसरे के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, उसमें भी प्रॉब्लम्स आए हैं, राइट? और उससे पहले क्या है, हमने कभी काम नहीं किया साथ साथ इंडिया और यूएस। पर बात यह है, जो यू कैन ऑलवेज क्वेश्चन दिस होल स्टोरी, पर इट इज अप टू इंडिया एंड यूएसए टू मेक इट वर्क, क्योंकि फेलियर तो हो चुका है काफी, और ये फेलियर से हमने काफी सीख लिया। और अगर पिछले 5-6 साल अगर हम देखेंगे, तो ये जो फेलियर इंडिया यूएस कोऑपरेशन का जितने भी फेलियर हैं वो पीछे हो गए, और ये सक्सेस में बदली हो रहे हैं। और इंडिया का इंटरनल हालत और चाइना यूएसए का इंटरनल हालत बदल गया है, और इंटरनेशनल हालत भी बदल गया। तो और कोई चारा नहीं है विद एज फार एज इंडिया एंड यूएसए गो टू पार्टनर ईच अदर टू हैंडल चाइना। इसमें लेट्स नॉट हैव एनी डाउट्स अबाउट इट। ओके, वी हैव टू हैंडल चाइना ऑन अ कॉमन फुटिंग, एक से नहीं होगा। ओके, the US also hopes India can replace or partially replace China in the global industrial chain. Thus, it advances cooperation with India in some high-tech aspects. ये तो statement of fact है. And India doesn't want to be at the forefront of US attempts to contain China, nor does it want to serve as a cannon fodder in the US-India, US-China equation. Right? So ये डाउट डाल रहे हैं यूएसए के अंदर कि भाई इंडिया आपका बात नहीं सुनेगा। ये तो सही है, हम उनके बात नहीं सुनेंगे, जितना यूएसए हमारा बात नहीं सुनता हम भी उनके बात नहीं सुनेंगे, जितना हमारा सुनता है हम उनके बात सुनेंगे। ये बड़ा क्लियर है अभी इस पार्टनरशिप में। इट हैज टू बी ऑफ म्यूचुअल रेस्पेक्ट, म्यूचुअल ट्रस्ट, म्यूचुअल कोऑपरेशन, राइट? ओके, राइट, right. Key caution has to be exercised while embracing the US as its long history of treachery. America is notorious for backstabbing its allies. US makes promises it has no intentions of keeping, right? और ये भी बोलते हैं कि India's strategy is to keep both US and China on its toes while keeping out of US-China fight that do not concern it. Becoming a pawn in US containment of China does not align with India's interests and principles, nor does it preserve its dignity as a major power. American complains that India is a swing state, expressing disappointment with India's refusal to act solely in accordance with India's wishes. अगर आप ये सब देखोगे, चाइना क्या है, कबाब में हड्डी बनना चाहते हैं. It is wants to put doubt within Americans and Indians. क्यों? It is exploiting the duality of democracies. लोकतंत्र में हर एक का अपना राय प्रकट करने का राइट है. तो इसीलिए हमारे देश में और यूएसए में इस डील के बारे में बहुत लोग अच्छे बोल रहे हैं, कुछ लोग बोल रहे हैं इसके ऊपर बहुत डाउट्स प्रकट कर रहे हैं, दोनों साइड, राइट. तो उन डाउटिंग थॉमसेस के लिए ये जो चाइना से आ रहा है, इट इज कैनन फॉडर. उनको बता रहे हैं कि भाई ये होने वाला है, और ताकि मैं कोड कर सकता हूं, अगर मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लगा और ये इंडो यूएस डील और उसके बारे में मैं लिखना, मैं बोल सकता हूं देखो चाइना भी ये बोल रहा है, राइट, क्योंकि उनका तजुर्बा है वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. सो इट इज फिशिंग इन ट्रबल्ड वाटर्स, दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. बट बात यह है कि इसमें ट्रबल्ड वाटर्स है ही नहीं. ओके, ये एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. इंडिया हैज ऑलवेज एस्पायर्ड टू बी अ ग्लोबल पावर. ग्लोबल टाइम्स ये बोल रहा है इंडिया हैज एस्पायर्ड टू बी अ ग्लोबल पावर. इसका मतलब पहले बार ये बोल रहे हैं कि इंडिया इज अ ग्लोबल पावर. मान रहे हैं कि आजकल वो इंडिया इज अ ग्लोबल पावर करके बात आ रहा है. एंड इट इज नाउ स्ट्राइविंग टू बी अ लीडर ऑफ द ग्लोबल साउथ. China and India are two neighboring countries and the world's two largest developing countries. The US is far away and China is close. वो हमें they are fishing कि आप हमारे साथ आ जाओ. To become the third largest economy, उनको भी पता है कि third largest economy इंडिया बनने वाला है, right? India must have diplomatic considerations as a major power, and we believe India understands this point. This is something. This statement is important. कि they have started recognizing that India has a role to play, and ये इंडिया के साथ बेवकूफी नहीं कर सकते. अगर बेवकूफी करेंगे तो उनको महंगा पड़ेगा, राइट. ओके, ये भी है. कमोडोर उदय भास्कर ने ये आर्टिकल लिखा है इन साउथ चाइना मॉर्निंग पोस्ट. उन्होंने लिखा है व्हाई द यूएस डीपनिंग यूएस इंडिया बॉन्ड शुड गिव चाइना अ पॉज. उन्होंने बड़ा साफ लिखा है ये साउथ चाइना मॉर्निंग पोस्ट में कि भाई ये इंडिया यूएस बॉन्ड जो है ये तगड़ा हो रहा है. अगर ये हो गया तो वो चाइना को थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम होने वाला है, आप थोड़ा सावधान रहिए, राइट. ये कमोडोर उदय भास्कर इज अ लीडिंग स्ट्रेटेजिस्ट इन इंडिया, जो बहुत थिंक टैंक्स में थे, और उन्होंने ये लिखा है और ये संकेत वहां जा रहा है चाइना के अंदर. सो दैट्स द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ दिस थिंग, दिस आर्टिकल. और ऑफ कोर्स ये आर्टिकल बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग आर्टिकल है. सो ये जो लेखक है ही इज अ कम्युनिस्ट, राइट, राइट. और ये बोलता है इंडिया यूएस इन मैरिज ऑफ कन्वीनियंस ओवर चाइना पॉलिसी. बट मेन चीज ये अंदर जो बोल रहा है ना, बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है. वो ये बोल रहा है इट्स अ प्राइस वेल वर्थ पेइंग फॉर बीजिंग टू विन बैक दिल्लीज न्यूट्रलिटी by resolving or at least stabilizing their long standing dispute. इसका मतलब क्या है? ये महाशय ये बोल रहा है कि भाई इंडिया और यूएस साथ मिल गए हैं, आप उसको रोक नहीं सकते हो, राइट. आप अगर ये बॉन्ड ज्यादा टाइट हो गया तो ये चाइना के खिलाफ आ जाएगा. क्या ये समय आ गया कि चाइना इंडिया के साथ बात करके ये बॉर्डर का डिस्प्यूट जो इंडिया हैज सेड इज द मेन प्रॉब्लम विद चाइना, इसको सुलझाओ किसी तरीके से. अगर इंडिया की बात मानना है तो मान लो, और सो दैट इंडिया को न्यूट्रल बना दो. क्योंकि अगर आप बॉर्डर सेटलमेंट हो गया और फिर इंडिया और चाइना के बीच में कोई बात रहा ही नहीं, अगर उनका बात रहा नहीं और बॉर्डर अगर आप पीसफुल कर दोगे तो इंडिया के साथ हम प्रारंभ कर सकते हैं वापस, और चाइना इंडिया और यूएसए का बॉन्ड को तोड़ सकते हैं. बहुत बहुत डीप आर्टिकल है ये, आप पढ़िए, आपको खुद पता चलेगा, राइट. ओके, तो ओके, तो ये थे मेजर थिंग। और लास्ट में ये है कि how US deals with natural partner could boost defense technology cooperation amid tensions with China. कि ये जो इंडो यूएस कॉपरेशन है वो हमारा हो सकता है ये चाइना के लिए महंगा पड़े, राइट। और लास्ट में वापस मैं ये पावर इक्वेशन में वापस आऊंगा। ये पावर इक्वेशन जो है ना आज के दिन बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है और इसके बारे में बाद में जिक्र करता रहूंगा। क्यों? अब दोबारा देखिए चाइना ने क्या बोला है, पाकिस्तान को तो छोड़ दो अभी, राइट। चाइना ने क्या बोला? चाइना इज वरिड अगर इंडिया और यूएस का गठबंधन, स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप बोलो कुछ भी बोलो, स्ट्रांग हो गया और होने वाला है, इसमें दो राय नहीं होना चाहिए, और रशिया वीक हो गया और रशिया वीक होने वाला है, राइट। क्योंकि जो भी हो गया रशिया के अंदर, इट हैज गॉट टू हैव डीप रिपरकशंस, सो दैट्स अ प्रॉब्लम। सो चाइना के ऊपर असर पड़ेगा, चाइना विल गेट कॉर्नर्ड। और चाइना के अंदर जो हो रहा है प्रॉब्लम्स, हमने पढ़ा है कि इट इज हम इनफैक्ट हमने पिछले हफ्ते वी हैड अ डिस्कशन विद डॉक्टर क्रिस्टीना चेन जो ताइवान से है। उन्होंने बोला कि अंदर प्रॉब्लम्स हो रहे हैं, उनका अर्थव्यवस्था हमने कल देखा है पीक इनटू एवरीडे चाइना में ठीक नहीं हो रहा है, और हमारा अर्थव्यवस्था बढ़ रहा है, और जैसे जैसे हमारा अर्थव्यवस्था बढ़ेगा हमारा पावर भी बढ़ेगा। तो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी इशू फॉर चाइना। हाउ चाइना हैंडल्स दिस होल थिंग इज इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट। क्या रवैया चाइना अपनाएगा इसको सॉर्ट आउट करने के लिए, इंडिया को बैलेंस करने के लिए, इज एन इशू, राइट। सो ये we'll take a call on this issue later, right? Now with this I am open to questions. I'll start taking questions. पहले ये बात है कि कार्तिक उर्दुप्पा से, do we have enough artillery guns? How long before we have artillery power like Russia with a deep ammunition supply chain to sustain a long war? Yeah, fair question. And it's a fair question because I have not come out with my, presentation on artillery, which I've been promising you for a long time. It is that जब भी मैं सोचता हूँ कि artillery के ऊपर presentation करूँ, कुछ ना कुछ हो जाता है. So I still have that. But Karthik, let me tell you, we have over 2,000 artillery guns. Just for your information, we have over 50 regiments of 155 mm artillery. 50 regiments. That's quite a bit. Right. And please remember that we fought the Kargil war. In the Kargil war, we fired almost as many rounds as what Russia and Ukraine have been exchanging. Of course, Russia and Ukraine went berserk in the initial period, but आजकल जो है वो उतना ही है, right? That's the first thing. More than that, we have long-range weapons today. We have the Smerch, we have Pinaka, we have BrahMos. And we have the long-range vectors also. So it's not as if we don't have the artillery power. Plus we have the air power. Our air power outmatches the Chinese air power completely. And the S-400. So we have this power. And the Himalayas is quite different from the plains of Ukraine. You can't fire so many rounds. You can't fire so much artillery in these areas, because the logistics won't permit you both ways. Okay. Remember, China has to bring its ammunition. If you have to, they have to deal with and fire as many rounds from Tibet into India as the Russians are fired. They have to get it from China, 6,000 kilometers away, and that makes that entire logistics chain vulnerable. And we have air preponderance there. We are in a position of advantage. So right from gun positions, right behind, they are, vulnerable. And you also have to understand Tibet on the other side, on the Chinese side, is absolutely barren. You can see for miles and miles and miles, and they can't go anywhere. So it's not so this thing. And we have Believe you me. Uh, Let me give you another point of view. At some point of time in Doklam, when Doklam happened, why did we take that kind of a stand against China and Doklam? Because we had enough artillery to face China. Okay. Incidentally, India is supposed to have 30 days of war reserves. Okay. 30 days of war stocking for entire artillery will actually translate into something like about 5 to 6 times for in a specific theater, because I don't visualize a huge war taking from northern end to southern end. Even China can't do it. China doesn't have the capability now. That is proven. So they can't do it. So it will be sectorial. If it is sectorial, we have 30 days artillery ammunition for entire those two or thousand guns we have. That's quite a bit. Okay. And you have good capacity to produce. It's not as if we don't have the capacity to produce. And we have surge capacity also. By now, these would have been factored in. So just rest easy on this issue. Okay. Okay, now I'll go from top to bottom and I'll see those. Uh, yeah, Gaurav. Since Pak has received the funds, how do you see if they're going to repay it? They can't repay it. I don't see how they'll repay it because they don't have their agriculture has gone fat. They don't have industry. They have no exports. How will they repay it? I don't know. Okay, we'll see how it comes out. Because what are the services Pakistan can give to anyone else? I don't think. Right. They'll yeah, like someone has said, like Ambudj Raj has said, it will be another bailout packet. Okay. Interested Bombay submarine blast case agency did not find criminals. Every time class 3 for employees. Look, this is a legal question. I will not get into it. And this happened how many years back, right? So there's nothing much. Don't get into the small little things. We are looking at strategic issues here. Okay. Sir, can we say that while partnering with India, US has not left its foot from Pakistan's boat, since Pakistan has also got the IMF bailout? Yeah, I agree with you. See, the only difference from before is that India, rather, USA is now keeping Pakistan on a leash. Remember, Americans are not fools. They are the ones who have been double dealt by Pakistan. पाकिस्तान ने अमेरिका के पीठ के ऊपर चोरी गोंपा है, राइट? वो भूले नहीं। पर यह भी है कि बात अगर अफगानिस्तान के ऊपर कंट्रोल करना है तो पाकिस्तान के साथ एंगेज करना पड़ेगा। चाइना को कंट्रोल करना है तो पाकिस्तान को कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा। पाकिस्तान को छोड़ नहीं सकते, राइट? ऐसी बात नहीं है। तो अमेरिका जो है चाइना को वहां फंसाएगा। अभी चाइना अमेरिका का बड़ा क्लियर आइडिया है कि किसी न किसी तरीके से चाइना को पाकिस्तान और अफगानिस्तान के अंदर फंसा दो और उसका फौज को वहां डिप्लॉय करा दो। एक बार वहां डिप्लॉय हो गया चाइना, फिर तो ये खेल खेलेंगे जिस तरीके से ये रशिया के साथ खेल रहे हैं। बड़ा द आइडिया इज वेरी क्लियर, somehow force China to commit itself to Pakistan and Afghanistan, और ऐसे हालात पैदा करो जिससे उनका ट्रूप्स डिप्लॉय हो जाए। उसके बाद खेल शुरू होगा और तब तक they will keep doing something or the other to Pakistan and keep China off balance. Right? Pakistan is a battleground state, so all this will happen. Okay. Russia and USA both have ramjet technology, but why do the US use subsonic Tomahawk missiles, whereas Russia uses a wide spectrum of cruise missiles? What is US doctrine about cruise? No, I don't think they all have ramjet technology. Okay, it's just that you have a Tomahawk. Why will you waste it out? They have a huge inventory of Tomahawk. You just not going to throw it off. It's useful still. And आप जो बोलते हो ना, you have to understand, subsonic systems are still got lot of value. They're better controllable, they're more accurate. And the Tomahawks have a lot of ECM built in by now. I'm sure they would have upgraded their electronic capabilities. And the Tomahawks are still useful. A subsonic missile is still useful. It has more range, right? And look, this hypersonic and supersonic missiles have not proven as it. Okay, and they are error prone. Anything which is traveling at that speed, at Mach 3 and above, like a BrahMos is Mach 3. I know the problems BrahMos has. So, right, it's a good missile. It's a very accurate missile, but still there are issues. It's not as it's this thing. So if you go up the Mach chain, the control becomes difficult, right? And if the control becomes difficult, the accuracy goes for a toss. And it is not proven. सब बोलते हैं hypersonic and supersonic missiles and all that. Their efficacy is not proven. And also remember, a missile is only one object. One missile will not win you the war. It has never won the war. What has happened? Russia has fired so many missiles on Ukraine. Has anything happened? Has it turned the tables for Russia? That front line is still there. Has it achieved political goals for Russia? No. So there is no one single system which will win the war. You need a combination of systems to win the war. Okay, what should be our strategy in Sri Lanka? Well, our strategy is playing out. Whatever it is, जो भी हो रहा है Sri Lanka में, we are playing it out. We are taking care of it. We have befriended Sri Lanka. हम उनको उतना ही deal दे रहे हैं so that they can deal with China. Remember, without China, Sri Lanka will go down because China is, they've given that port to Hambantota to China. The Chinese presence in Hambantota is a given, right? So you cannot wish it away. So you have to play fast and loose. And hereafter, हमें monitor करना पड़ेगा कि श्रीलंका में क्या भी हो, जो भी हो रहा है. उसके साथ साथ उनको मदद करना चाहिए, उनके लोगों का दिल जीतना चाहिए. ये सब है अपना strategy. Okay. Ashish Chawla's question about Pakistan receiving from IMF, we have answered it, so I'll not go into it. Will USA support both India and Pakistan in their armament? Oh, well, India, see, the difference between India and Pakistan F-16s. Pakistan was given F-16s at concessional rates and almost free. Today, they will drip feed Pakistan because Pakistan has to buy spares from USA. Whereas in our case, it's a contractual agreement. We have paid them FMS cases. It's a foreign military case, and we have paid them, and spares are included. There are certain contracts which are liabilities, so they cannot do anything. So it's not treating us together. USA is not giving anything free of cost to us. We are paying for it. Whereas with Pakistan, it has a hold over Pakistan because it's a political deal, right? That is why they're not been forthcoming in giving all spares to F-16 spares to Pakistan. Okay. Looking at the MI complex of China, I really envy them since India doesn't have its own MIC. Don't you think it's time to have one? China has 10 times powerful military. No, I don't agree with all this. It does not have 10 times powerful military. Okay? Let's be very clear. China does not have 10 times powerful military. It might have a lot of equipment, but it doesn't have the experience. And it can have any amount of military. It is of no use if it comes to a war with India because on the Himalayas, you can only deploy that much. आप लद्दाख में देख लीजिए क्या हुआ है. लद्दाख में क्या हुआ उनका जितना फौज उधर है, हमारा इतना फौज उधर है, इधर है, क्या कर सके. अब वो उन्होंने सोचा कि गलवान और पैंगोंगसो में जो भी किया है वो पूरा फौज लेके आएंगे, they'll steamroll us. वही उनका इरादा था 2 साल पहले. पर इन द सेम टाइम पीरियड हमने उतना ही फौज वहां खड़ा कर दिया जितना उनका है, और उसके बाद तब they're stymied. Same thing will happen all over the Himalayas. अगर उतना फौज देखिए, आपके पास आपके बैंक बैलेंस बहुत हो सकता है, हमारा बैंक बैलेंस कम हो सकता है, पर दाव लगाने के ऊपर आप जितना लगा सकते हो उतना ही लगा सकते हो आप, और चाइना उतना ही लगा सकता है. सो दे डोंट हैव एनी 10 टाइम्स. यस, देयर इंटेलिजेंस सिस्टम इज बेटर, इज नो डाउट, बिकॉज उनका जो सिस्टम है, इट्स नॉट मिलिट्री इंटेलिजेंस अलोन, because they work on the three warfare strategy of information war, propaganda war, and public opinion war, which we don't. That strategy of theirs is better, right? And they are even collecting all kinds of security data from you. Even your mobiles are giving data to them, your apps were giving data to them, so, and your business deals were giving data to them. So they have more data about us through other methods, through their national program. So you have to change the way you think about China. Okay, right. And let me also tell you, cyber warfare has not proven itself in actual war. It has not hampered any network so far. Yeah, they can hamper aims, they can hamper this, that, all, but they'll not hamper army networks. So don't worry about cyber, because most of our networks are quite protected and standalone networks. Sir, a long time ago, I heard you saying that you are working on mail drone project. What happened with that? Are there any updates? Well, we have the technology, we have everything ready. Unfortunately, the government of India and the armed forces have not backed us. So we have it. One of these days, they will, if they come back to IIT, we'll start it. We are stuck for lack of funding, as simple as that, right? And well, they'll come. They have to come. The technology is there, so they will come. सच कुछ लोग इस डील को डाउन प्ले कर रहे हैं. G414 इंजन भारत को क्या तेजस मार्क 2 में हेल्पफुल होगा? इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है कि ये हेल्पफुल होगा. तेजस में नहीं, हमारा पूरा फाइटर एयरक्राफ्ट के प्रोडक्ट प्रोग्राम्स में आगे जाके भी. और इसको कैसे साकार करने के लिए मैं 6 तारीख को जनरल सतीश दुआ के साथ एक बात कर रहा हूँ. आई ऑलरेडी पुट इट आउट. हमारे इसमें देखिए कि हाउ टू मेक इंडिया यूएस डील्स, कन्वर्टिंग देम इनटू रियलिटी. उनको साकार कैसे करना है उसके बारे में पूरा हम बताएंगे, किस तरीके से साकार करना है. क्यों? क्योंकि आप एक डील लिखोगे, इसका मतलब नहीं है कि वो हो गया. जैसे हमारा सिविल न्यूक्लियर डील था, वो हमने डील तो किया पर वो फेल हो गया. उसी तरीके से ये सारे डील फेल होने के अंदेशे हैं. तो इसको साकार करने के लिए क्या करना है, हम 6 तारीख को डिस्कस करेंगे. ओके, यू हैव अनदर क्वेश्चन. इंडिया कैन यूनाइट पीओके. Can India unite POK as East and West Germany was united without war? Because in future war will cost. देखिए, ये पीओके का सवाल बार बार आता रहता है. मैं बहुत बार बता चुका हूं, जब तक हम पॉलिटिकल ग्राउंड वर्क नहीं बनाते हैं पीओके में, जब तक हम उस आवाम के साथ बात नहीं करते हैं, अनलेस एज अ पॉलिटिकल आउटरीच, जब हम यूएन में जाके नहीं बोलेंगे कि पीओके वापस देना चाहिए, जब अब तक हम पाकिस्तान के ऊपर प्रेशर नहीं डालेंगे कि हम आप वापस कर दो, तो ये होगा नहीं. लड़ाई इसका समाधान नहीं है. लड़ाई इज नॉट द सॉल्यूशन टू गेट बैक पीओके. इट इज पॉलिटिकल. जिस तरीके से हमने आर्टिकल 370 को रद्द कर दिया और एक पॉलिटिकल स्ट्राइक किया, उसी तरीके से वी हैव टू डू पॉलिटिकल एनेक्सेशन ऑफ पीओके. इसका सोच विचार चाहिए, इसके लिए टाइम चाहिए, राइट? सो दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन एक्चुअली. आप ना आपका एमपीज और मिनिस्टर्स को पूछिए. अगले बार ये बोलेंगे कि हम पीओके को वापस लेंगे, तो उनसे पूछिए, भाई कैसे लोगे आप, जरा प्लान बताइए, राइट? ओके. मलायन मलायबान भट्टाचार्य, ये लग रहा है दैट आप चाइना के बारे में बात ज्यादा पढ़ चुके हो. चाइना हैज वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट नेवीज विच कैन नॉट लीव इट शोर. ठीक है, उसका एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर उसके शोर से एयरक्राफ्ट मतलब 200 किलोमीटर से ज्यादा नहीं गया आज तक, तो ना जाएगा, फिक्र मत करो. I am preparing for AFCAT and CDS. Could you please tell me how to read and analyze news? Because most of the outlets are biased and promote their narratives, which often influence. Yeah, look, just read and apply your brains. Okay, CDS. It's all about. Look, when you. I have not done these exams because ये exam वगैरह मैंने 40 साल पहले किया था. 40, even more. So I've actually forgotten. But I think if you read the normal international relations क्या हो रहा है, what is the basic news which is around, logic लगाइए, ये you're very clear. Okay, Ashish Chawla. Ashish, yeah, Ashley Tellis wrote in an article that India is a bad bet for US. Yes, I agree with you. There are opinions there, so I don't count them out. Right. So China does not seem to be worried about India-US partnership. They could be prevented. They could have prevented India to embrace US by balancing China-Indian relationship. What is the source of the? They are not confident at all. I have shown you today how problematic they are feeling. They are feeling the heat. Let's not have any doubt about it. Yeah, British General Sir Patrick Sanders visited Pakistan last month. How much does Pakistan British behind the curtain bonhomie affect India? It doesn't affect India at all. And my guess is the Britishers went to Pakistan to give a message to Pakistan. When did he go? What is the timing? Okay, he must have gone to give this thing because agar, if there's a direct message given by USA to Pakistan, it might come into the limelight. So the Britishers have been sent, and Britishers are good at doing all these things. Okay, yeah, I disagreed with you on your video about Pak general destabilizing Pakistan. I'll be respectful in putting forth my point. I hope. Now, I have no problem. My point: Pakistan army is the reason Pak survived. It is not. They have broken up Pakistan. Pakistan is not surviving. Okay, they are just not surviving. If Pakistan will go down, it is because of their army. See, Pakistan army is a double face. On one face, it appears as if Pakistan army is, saving Pakistan. On the other side, it has this face of that it is because of the Pakistan army that Pakistan is having problems. Okay, now the point is this, Rabindra. I understand what you have said. Go to that, video I did with Tahir Gora on Tag TV, and you see the number of comments which have come there, and the number of comments which have come there are over 1,000, and you see the kind of comments. You will not believe when I say so. So I have got that comment. One comment I will show you, and this comment is one of the top comments. You see the bottom comments also. You will see what they have said. ये देखो क्या लिखा है. This is what they have written. P.R. Shankar, you have said right. I agree with you. Our generals are shameless. I am feeling very shame, sir, on your comments. You are right, sir. You are telling us truth, but this truth is not accepting our generals. I am very sad on this condition. Okay? और यही नहीं है. ये आप देखिए, I can't show you. ये बड़ा छोटा है. I just took the screenshot of all the comments which have come. आप देखिए. Out of 1,000 comments which have come on my talk with on Tag TV, you will be surprised. Over 600 comments are with me. They're not with the generals, and they're cursing their own army. How do you explain that? Okay, right. Will Russia feel low confident about India and the India-US ties? Yes, there's no doubt about it. Russia is in a problem, and that's what I'm going to talk about on 7th with General Raj Shukla. Aye, see that. Yeah, Amish, again the same story. I actually tell is in it, Danlin Markey also wrote about it, and a whole lot of people have written about it, including one of our ex-economic advisors, Arvind Subramaniam, before that wrote about that India is a bad bet. So it's not only one. So many people have written. Okay. So don't get faced by it. This is a democracy, and in democracies, people will write such questions. People will this thing. So it's not something we should get worried about. Yeah. Maulana ji, Jai Hind, thank you and Vande Matram. So nice of you to help us out, help my those people who are in need out. Okay. Uh, right. The next is actually tell us, yeah, why is India creating a strategic partnership with India? Is it possible that right now India is creating different defense dependency for India? It will be blackmailed in future by US. No, it's not. That's what मैंने अभी भी आपको बताया. As much as India is going to be dependent on US, US has to be dependent on us. It is a mutual dependence. Okay, Ashish, tomorrow or day after, I will put out a video by Anil Ahuja, who explains this nuances of this what you are saying. आप उसको देखो और then you come back to me. You can come back to me on that video with your comments if you are understood or not understood. Okay. There is a huge amount of interdependence which is being built between India and USA. Both can't get out of it. I don't see us getting out of it. Okay. Considering weakening Europe, should India double down on Europe and African countries and speed up UPI-based international financial system? I don't think we should do all that. देखिए, एक हिंदी में कहावत है, आपका चादर उतना ही फैलना चाहिए जितना आपके काबिलियत है, उतना ही फैलाओ, जितना आपका पैर पहुंच सकता है, उससे ज्यादा नहीं करना. पहले अपना नींव सही करो, सॉलिड बनाइए. जैसे आपका नींव सॉलिड हो जाएगा, आगे कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. Right. Why would India not start major war against USA? Not start major war against China to stop them from overtaking USA, and just lie down and give them Sengol, which has peaceful power. Look, Kishore, your question is quite complicated, but when USA has different methods of containing China, a war is not always the best method of containing a nation. Okay. USA tried to contain India by supporting Pakistan right from 71. What happened? Ultimately, they've come to us. And believe you me, we think USA is a fool. It's not a foolish nation. They will get their grips onto China. And in fact, they've already got their grips onto China. And one of these days, I'm going to do, and I'm working on it, how does, an analysis of Xi Jinping and how he is reacting to many things and how USA is reacting to it. It is, in fact, the thing is going to be about economics, how Xi Jinping is trying to turn left when trying to turn right. I'll make this analysis at that time. Wait, hold on to this question till then. Okay. Good evening, General. One comment on Pakistan. Beggars can't be choosers. What's the correct timeline to judge US-India defense deal? That's a fair question. This timeline to judge US-India defense deal, we'll know the markers in the next 2 years, 1 to 2 years. Because क्या होगा कि on all these deals there'll be questions back and forth. There'll be meetings because the thing is vast. Certain things will get through, certain things might not get through. I am hopeful that what all is with through the private sector will go through. The problem is with what all is being done through the defense ministry, right? Because our defense ministry and their defense ministry are quite calcified. दोनों के बाद साथ problems हैं. So how they negotiate these problems is what is to be seen. इसका रुझान हमें ना 1 साल 1 1.5 साल में पता चल जाएगा. 1 साल. My guess is I will start getting to know about this in the next 6 to 8 months. Already people have started consulting me कि sir how do we do this, how do we do that. अगर आपने IDSA का ट्वीट देखा है 2 दिन पहले, उन्होंने बोला कि we held a conference and all that on leapfrogging in defense technologies, ये वो all that, and they addressed it to me. That is because I was part of that talk. Well, I can't talk all that here, but as time goes, I'll explain this to you. What would space power, utilization of satellites, ये वो play in TF of 3 decades? Will it be as intimidated? Yeah. I think space is the next frontier. Space is a frontier for 2 reasons. One is information and spatial control, and the second is energy. Right? Space is the next frontier for getting energy independence on Earth. And those countries which have a good space program are the future powers. And which are the countries which have a space program? China, USA first, China, Russia, Europe with Japan, and India. These are the powerful countries of the world coming up later, because they are gonna. If you can harness energy from space, you're a king. And why are we going to Mars? Energy, helium. Okay, and you need helium, and you need that hydrogen isotope. Okay, uh, for fusion purposes, you need that to produce energy. If you can get going on fusion, deuterium and tritium, right, you're a king. And all your problems of energy will get resolved. Then you're looking at a different story altogether. Look, Rabindra, unless Pak is divided into 4, there'll be no peace. So that's not right. Please understand. I will tell you again and again. Whether Pakistan is 1 or 4, you still have to deal with those 4 pieces. And you still have to deal with 220 million people who are anti-India. क्योंकि ये जब से पाकिस्तान को इंडिपेंडेंस मिला है, इट हैज बीन एंटी इंडिया, राइट. और ये लोग जो है ना, इनके दिमाग में एंटी इंडिया है. तो ये कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं है कि पाकिस्तान इकट्ठा होगा तो वी कैन डील विद इंडिया वेल, और इंडिया कैन डील विद इट वेल, और इफ पाकिस्तान इज इन 4 bits वी कैन डील विद देम बेटर. सॉरी. The contribution by the Indian diaspora towards the phenomenal economic growth of USA is significant. It is inevitable that USA develops an independent, long-term economic strategic relationship with India. I agree with you. They have no choice. That's why. You see, part of the reason why they are coming towards us is that there is a people-to-people contact, and at a very high level, there's a large understanding of the Indian ideas, and because our politicians of Indian origin are there, they're able to understand the Indian mind. Right? It's a matter of mental wavelength fitting in. If when you discuss with the Americans, they tried it with China, but they didn't succeed. They didn't succeed at all. And that is why you see that the Chinese politicians have not been successful in USA, whereas the Indian politicians have been successful. And anywhere when the political systems are almost similar and they talk on similar terms, you'll see things going forward. So India spends very little in military R&D. In your observation, has India government done something better, or any collaboration? Karthik, I'm very disappointed in our government in this. I'm being very honest. I put it across 2 days back to IDSA also. Unless we do this differently, we will not succeed, or the chances of success will decrease. Because the DRDO doesn't have the capability to go beyond a point. And IITs, which have the tremendous capability, Microsoft comes, they want people from IIT. Amazon comes, they want people from IITs. In every company which comes to India wants people from IITs to set up their centers and research centers and MRO facilities and all that. Why is it that DRDO doesn't come? I don't know. Why is it that DRDO doesn't fund our people? I don't know. And this is one of my things which I've been saying. Okay. And I always thought about this even when I was in service. Now I'm more convinced because I'm in the IIT. Sir, make a video on discussing our cyber attacking capabilities with an expert. Also discuss our upcoming cyber warfare capabilities. I shall try. I will not give you any guarantee on this because the cyber lot are a bit wary about coming on in public. Ha! In future, if China becomes democracy with Buddhism, how will it play? That's a very interesting question actually, पंकज. क्योंकि अगर आप देखेंगे तो एक किताब है विल चाइना डेमोक्रेटाइज एंड हाउ विल चाइना डेमोक्रेटाइज, उसमें वर्णन किया हुआ है कि व्हाट विल बी द रोल ऑफ चाइना वंस इट डेमोक्रेटाइजेस. मोटा मोटा तौर पर द प्रॉब्लम्स जो हमारा और चाइना के बीच में, जस्ट बिकॉज चाइना बिकम्स अ डेमोक्रेसी, वो गायब नहीं होंगे. लोकतंत्र होने से उनका जो नेशनल इंटरेस्ट तो वही रहेगा, मोटा मोटा थोड़ा बदली आएगा, पर ये है कि थोड़ा खुलेआम बात कर सकते हैं हम. एक वी कैन कम टू बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. आज नहीं तो कल. अभी क्या है, हम ये सीसीपी के साथ वी कैन नॉट कम टू एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग. हमने भी ट्राई किया ये जो सीसीपी के साथ टू कम टू एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग थ्रू बॉर्डर पीस एंड ट्रैंक्विलिटी एग्रीमेंट्स, म्यूचुअल अकॉर्ड्स वगैरह वगैरह, सब कुछ टफ हो गया क्योंकि ये जो सीसीपी का थिंकिंग ही अलग है. इसीलिए तो मैं जी जिनपिंग के ऊपर रिसर्च कर रहा हूँ और उसका आपके सामने प्रदर्शन करूंगा. सो मेनी थिंग्स विल चेंज बट मेनी थिंग्स वोंट चेंज ऑल्सो. Okay, I'll take a new question from someone new. Right. 6.2 billion accounted for. Is there any chance the same? No, no, ये सब छोड़ो यार. ये Kumar, don't worry about all this. I don't think they have any 6.2 billion unaccounted Pakistanis. Oh, why has India agreed or demanded 3 kilometer buffer zone? A news report from HT. HT can give anything. It's a news report. The fact is, India has not agreed any buffer zone. Incidentally, the buffer zone have been agreed to only in the Pangong Tso area, some part in the Galwan, and in at Hot Springs area and Gogra. Nowhere else buffer zones have been agreed to. HT can give any news report it wants. It's its own right. Yeah, is military theaterization कहाँ तक है? कहीं ये एयरफोर्स को स्ट्रेच आउट तो नहीं कर देगा? विजय, 4 तारीख को हम और जनरल नारायणन, राजीव नारायणन, इसी के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं. मिलिट्री थिएटराइजेशन के बारे में आप पूरा प्रोग्राम कर रहे हैं. ये होगा, ये स्ट्रेच आउट नहीं होगा. एक तरीका है जो जिससे ये कर सकते हैं थिएटराइजेशन, और उस तरीके से क्या है कि ये दोनों का फायदा होगा. एयरफोर्स को भी फायदा होगा, सबको, देश को भी फायदा होगा. वो मेरे ख्याल में वो दे हैव कम टू दैट काइंड ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग. और थिएटराइजेशन का ये मतलब नहीं कि एयरफोर्स को एक जगह बिठा दो और वही उसी थिएटर के लिए होगा. थिएटराइजेशन इज टू respond to a situation along one theater and with one thinking. That's the more important part. Okay, I will take now new people. Sengupta says, Jayan sir, what are the immediate steps Indian political military think tank should take with respect to leveraging upper hand over China using Tibet, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Taiwan and conglomerate? That's a long question, but जो भी हमने करना है हम कर रहे हैं. ऑलरेडी हमारा जो वी हैव अ स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप विद वियतनाम, वी हैव इंक्रीज्ड आवर पार्टनरशिप विद फिलीपींस, इंडोनेशिया के साथ हम बात कर रहे हैं, मलेशिया के साथ बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है ना, जापान के साथ बात कर रहे हैं और साउथ कोरिया के साथ बात कर रहे हैं. तकरीबन जितने भी वो फर्स्ट आइलैंड चेन में साउथ चाइना सी में उन देशों के साथ हम ऑलरेडी बात कर रहे हैं. ओके, तिब्बत के साथ जो भी आज तक हुआ है वो इस एक लेवल पे है, आगे जाके ये बढ़ने वाला है, क्योंकि आजकल मैं देख रहा हूँ कि तिब्बत की गतिविधियां बढ़ रही हैं। और दूसरी तीसरी बात मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि इंडिया एकमात्र देश है और जो ये जो वन चाइना पॉलिसी को ऑलमोस्ट खारिज कर दिया। जब इन्होंने स्टेपल्ड वीसास का बात शुरू किया था चाइना ने, तो हमने वन चाइना पॉलिसी बोलना बंद कर दिया, उसको सपोर्ट करना बंद कर दिया। इमिडिएटली उन्होंने क्या बोला कि उन्होंने स्टेपल्ड वीसास बंद कर दिया, ठीक है, फॉर पीपल रेजिडिंग अरुणाचल प्रदेश एंड JNK। तो उनको बंद करना पड़ा। उसके बाद हमने वन चाइना पॉलिसी से हटा नहीं, हमारा उसको नकार करने से हटे नहीं। अभी अभी पिछले साल भी उनका वो जब ये नैन्सी पेलोसी आई थी और वो चाइना और ताइवान के बीच में ये फायरिंग फूरिंग हुआ था चाइना की तरफ से, तो देयर वाज अ स्टेटमेंट बाय द एम्बेसडर यहाँ, वो आके उसने बोला कि इंडिया शुड endorse वन चाइना पॉलिसी एंड ऑल। हमने बोला भाग जाओ। We actually told them get lost, right? So one China policy also we have said, so we already have a strategy in place, don't worry. Rudra, okay, what are your thoughts on Myanmar, whom India is supporting? Isn't China using the civil war to fuel Manipur instability? First and foremost, there is no input of China using Manipur instability so far. So far ये प्रॉब्लम लोकल है, हमारा खुद का है और ये पॉलिटिकल है। ये मैं क्लियर बताना चाहता हूँ, ये मेरा राय है, ये मेरा ही राय नहीं है। मैंने बहुत लोगों से बात किया, हमारे विशेषज्ञ और जो पीपल हु सर्व्ड इन मणिपुर, पीपल हु सर्व्ड इन मणिपुर फ्रॉम लॉन्ग, हु हैव लॉट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस, वी ऑल फील इट इज पॉलिटिकल। जिस दिन ये पॉलिटिकल स्टोरी वहाँ ठीक हो जाएगा, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा। इट इज नॉट हिंदू क्रिश्चियन, इट इज नॉट हिंदू मुस्लिम, इट इज नॉट क्रिश्चियन मुस्लिम, देयर इज नो एथनिसिटी इन्वॉल्व, there is no outside hand involved in Manipur. So it is our problem. जहां तक म्यांमार के साथ करना है, Myanmar is a difficult country. It is not easy for China also. China is also not supporting the civil war as much as we are not supporting the civil war. कोई नहीं सपोर्ट कर रहा है, उनको खुद का प्रॉब्लम्स हैं। ये जिस तरीके से नॉर्थ ईस्ट का प्रॉब्लम हमारे लिए है, उसी तरीके से द होल कंट्री ऑफ म्यांमार इज अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर द म्यांमार आर्मी एंड द गवर्नमेंट वेयर एवर इट इज, right? So we don't understand, इसीलिए okay, रुद्रा, मैंने एक वीडियो किया था ऑन नॉर्थ अंडरस्टैंडिंग नॉर्थ ईस्ट, और उसमें म्यांमार का भी थोड़ा विश्लेषण किया है मैंने, राइट? मैं वो कल वीडियो दोबारा जारी करूंगा, क्वेश्चन आंसर्स निकाल के एडिटेड वर्जन में जारी करूंगा, आप पढ़िए। अगर फिर भी आपको डाउट है तो दोबारा पूछिए। Yeah, could you do other sessions on the northeast? Says, yeah, I'll do that. I have no problem. एक बांग्लादेश के ऊपर भी कर दिया, और इनफैक्ट ये 8 तारीख को राहुल, आई एम गोइंग टू डू अ सेशन ऑन द वैगनर्स, अग्निवीर, अग्निपथ, गोरखास एंड नेपाल and the effect. So come and watch it. I'm going to do that. Okay. And I will do separately about the northeast states. I will explain to you. Okay, you said last time there were all party meeting by Home Minister. Has the situation got any better? No, TSD had no role to play. It will not have any role to play. But it has not got better. Because the political situation has not improved. For whatever reasons, I will not comment on it. I am very clear कि क्या हो रहा है उधर, उसका प्रॉब्लम क्या है हमें पता है, but since it's a politically difficult situation, I will not comment, and it's political in nature. I'm not going to comment. What do you think about de-dollarization? Jai Hind. It will not happen. Period. आप foreign policy में जाइए. There is one article by a chap called Michael Pettis. No, Michael Pettis जो है वो he's a American जो सिंगुआ यूनिवर्सिटी चाइना में इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ाता है, right? He's been in China The Chinese have actually kept him, and he teaches economics there. उसका आर्टिकल है ऑन डी डॉलराइजेशन एंड डॉलर हेजिमोनी एंड ऑल दैट. आप उसको पढ़िए दीपक. It will open your eyes. Okay, it will open your eyes about this de-dollarization and all. It cannot happen because इसका alternate नहीं है. And देखिए, as any reserve currency in the world needs trust, and it needs free flow of finance. There is no other currency in the world which can do free flow. The nearer, can you trust the yuan? Can you trust your money in China? You can't. Can you trust your money in UK? You can't. Will you trust the ruble and buy rubles and keep it in Russia? You can't. So where else can you go? Can you trust the Indian rupee? I mean, you and I can trust. बाहर से कौन ट्रस्ट करेगा इंडियन रुपी को? जब आप ओवरनाइट आप डिमोनेटाइज कर देते हो तो कौन ट्रस्ट करेगा? ठीक है. और आपने डिमोनेटाइज कर दिया और 2000 का नोट आपने निकालने का ऐलान कर दिया. ये सब जो है ना, इंटरनेशनली इट इज अ प्रॉब्लम ऑन द फ्री फ्लो ऑफ मनी. उस तरीके से देखिए. तो अगर आप ये सब करते हो तो कोई आपको ट्रस्ट नहीं करेगा. जब तक मुद्रास्फीति के ऊपर ट्रस्ट नहीं होता, वो डी डॉलराइजेशन नहीं आया होगा. Oh, lot of questions. I'll go from down below now. Yeah. As China is actively arming Pakistan by giving it new drones, guns, and helping it fortify positions along the LOC. About time, Shritik, don't worry. Oh, they're not giving so many drones and so many guns and all that. ये सब बोलते हैं. ये जब तक ये साकार होगा बहुत टाइम हो जाएगा. जब तक देखेंगे पाकिस्तान में क्या होगा. Don't worry. Pradeep Patil says, do a separate and in-depth session on what has actually happened in Ladakh after the Chinese aggression has been resolved. देखिए, ये वहां ना कुछ नहीं हुआ है. जो उस वक्त हुआ है वैसे ही के वैसा है. तो करने देख. Yeah, this I must share with you. Deख, the problem with most of our YouTube channels and news channels and all these people, they कहानी बनाते हैं. जमा कुछ हो नहीं रहा, क्यों हम फालतू में बात करें उसके बारे में. जब यांगजी हुआ था हमने पूरा विश्लेषण किया था. ओके. जब एलएसी के बारे में मैंने I compared the situation of 1962 and 2020. I compared in detail because there was reason to compare. पर अभी को जब कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा तो क्यों हम फालतू में उंगली दें उसको. So there's nothing to do. If there was a thing, I will do. Because we don't have time to do more important things, right? Yeah. After this visit, do you think we should trust Sunny Chandra? Yeah, we have no choice to trust, and they have no choice to trust us. Again, wait till 6 for this, right? So High Court gives a decision. One tribe does not like the decision, and they start killing each other. What absurdity! Instead of reprimanding them. Yeah, I agree with you, Frank Under. The problem with this whole story is it is politically motivated. It is politically motivated for one section of people, and that is how people have seen. Manipur is a tinderbox. Abhi, so far the problem is between Kukis and Meiteis. जिस दिन ये आग नागास के अंदर फैल जाएगा और वहां कुछ हिस्सा हो गया तो और खराब हो जाएगा. So one has to be clear. Right. Okay, Tamil Hindu. I heard you and other generals advocate India need not get after recovering every inch of land. Assuming I heard it right, what can government do to short-term elections are near? I mean, I have not understood. Getting every inch of land where? Recovering every inch of land where? I have not understood. But if you're talking of Ladakh, we must recover it. We'll recover it by talks rather than fighting. And with China, you have to be patient. We spoke for 8 years to get whatever we wanted back in Sundramchu Valley. So this will take time. It will come about, and it has to be a political settlement that will also come about. Don't this thing, right? Okay, Deepika Paul. If Sir DPSU does wrong collaboration with IITs, collaborating with MTech, PhD, or in IIT are not that capable. Only BTech guys from IIT capable. DPSUs are higher capable CG IIT BTech guys. See, let me tell you, Deepika, I have been now 6 years in IITs. Okay, I have seen all the IITs. The BTechs are बच्चास उनको ज़्यादा आता नहीं इंटेलिजेंट है इन एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है और वो क्या है कि they are like children after all their first 2 years are generally general subject. It's only the third fourth year they start specializing in a particular subject, and then they are more interested in placements and going and all that. The MTech ones are the backbone of our research. They are more mature. They choose a subject. We choose them with care. Okay, Deepika, you take it from me. After all, I'm part of that system. We choose them with care. And then we give them projects. And those projects are outcome oriented projects. And then our professors guide them. The DPSUs, unfortunately, uh, have come so far to IITs with small projects which are not of value. We need major thinking. Okay, when will this major thinking have? It's happening. Just some time back, one of the OFB affiliate, matlab derivatives, AVNL, Armored Vehicle Nigam Limited, came to us saying, look, we have now a new PSU. We have A, B, C problems. We want to partner with IIT on a long-term basis. How can you help us? We had a sitting. We had a long sitting. Then we came to an understanding. We worked out something, and we're going to do on a long-term basis. So we are doing. I mean, it is that this whole process has started, and similarly, others are going other places. It's not. So I know I can tell you what I have done. Okay. So Blinken is believed to have entered a deal with China about America not objecting. No, they have not. Viru Nepali, no deal has been done. In fact, the news and the in black and white today is Blinken could not make any headway in China. Nothing got sorted out. Okay. Yeah. No, I'll not take yours because yeah, I'll take a new one. Raj Kamal Chauhan. Chalo. Is it true that place in Galwan Valley where 20 soldiers died is still in a rock section or no? We are still holding it, don't worry. Okay. Today, anyone from Bangladesh can get citizenship easily in West Bengal. How can we get rid of these illegals? What do you see the future of it? Look, this is a local problem. This is a local phenomenon. Jay, I understand completely. I have been in Siliguri. I know what's happening there. It is a local issue. It's a local criminal issue. It's a local political issue. It's a nexus which is going on there. This is something which I can't comment on. This is something which the state government has to handle and the central government then has to handle. Okay. Good evening, sir. Your views on Blinken goes to China and China blocking all trade with Russia. Can we trust US? Will it be repeat of Kargil? No, it will not be. Don't worry. Like I told you, we'll talk about this, Sucharita, that on 6th, I'm going to do this with the, sorry, not, yeah, 6th, we're going to see how to make these US deals work. Having dealt with the US, if you are very clear how you're going to deal with them, things are okay. If you're not clear, you'll have exactly what you're saying. We'll face problems. Uh, red heat shape, I have not got it. What is this? Okay. Yeah, let me handle Ritika Devi. Sir, my comments have been ignored or deleted. Yeah, I'm doing it purposely, I'm telling you. Because your attitude has to change. Unless you are respectful to me, I will not be respectful to you. Unless you are nice, I have no problem on having a difference of opinion, but तरीके के साथ. अगर आप सोचते हो कि हम deluded हैं 50 साल इस देश को सेवा करने के बाद, after putting my life on the line on LOC, LAC, and against insurgency, then you are deluded. So unless you apologize publicly, I will not answer you. I will actually ignore all your questions. I'm telling you. रितिका देवी, आप अपना दिमाग ठीक कीजिए पहले, फिर हमारे से बात कीजिए. आपको पता होना चाहिए किसके साथ आप बात कर रहे हो. ठीक है. और आप सब लोगों को ये भी मैं बताना चाहता हूं, मैं किस लिए आप लोगों से बात करना चाहता हूं. बिकॉज इंडिया हैज टू चेंज. जब तक हम सब बदली नहीं करेंगे, इंडिया विल नॉट राइज. So that is why I take the trouble of explaining all this to you. I didn't do it for so many years. I'm doing it now. Because India is on the cusp of a change. All of you are the future generation. You have to take India further. Right. Last question. If Chinese soldiers do not possess morale to fight, how come they pummeled us in 65 war? Which 65 war? Chinese soldiers were not there. I think you should know what you're talking of. Right? With 65, the war was with Pakistan. KRS, learn your history. Okay. Deepika, I don't get into emails. I don't reply on emails for the simple reason I don't have time for it. I take this time to every day, this much time only for this, because I have other work. I am still into research. I'm into technology. I'm into advising people. I'm into advising the Tamil Nadu Defense Industrial Corporation. I am still into advising L&T, right? And a lot of things. A lot of people ask me on advice regarding technology. This is something, is a thing I'm doing over and above whatever else I'm doing. I don't have the time really. And I actually, to run this YouTube channel, I have had to reduce my writing. So this is all I can do. Okay, last one. US realized China need to be stopped to become number one. When US realized there were 10 high-tech areas in AI/ML by using stolen US technology, what status now? We'll talk about this on 6th. Okay? Right. So that is where I'll end today. Okay. One, since Sunny has asked, I'll ask, how far Chinese arsenal are reliable in a war as compared to Indian arsenal? Indian arms are reliable because most of them are battle tested. I do not know about the Chinese weapons, whether they'll function in war or not. Right? Having said this, let me put it across to you. What is the evidence? The evidence is that with Bangladesh, with Myanmar, with Pakistan, and with other countries who have Chinese weapons, 50 to 60% of the time they are off-road. For some reason or the other, they are not available for war. Even during the Balakot, thing which happened, when they came back, we came to know that it was someone told me that look, the JF-17s with the Chinese had, the Pakistanis didn't use them because they are unreliable. So if that is the experience of Pakistan Army and Myanmar Army and Bangladesh submarines are off-road. And other countries also. And also you come to hear their mishaps which happened. A couple of Chinese submarines have sunk. And they've sunk without a trace. Others have spoken about it, but China has not come out with it. So I don't know, but my gut feeling is that they're not tested. They might not stand up to the test of battle. Right. Right. You're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you, Karthik. Respected sir, we're grateful. Yeah. Thanks a lot. And I'll continue doing it. One odd person who feels that I'm an idiot doesn't matter me much. I'll take it. And it is a democracy. I don't hold anything against Ritika. After all, she must be having her own ideas, right? She must be a young lady, or I don't know who it is. So I have no problem with it. But learn to respect. That's what. Give respect, take respect. As simple as that. Right. Thanks a lot. Good evening to all of you. Thank you and Jai Hind.